It's Friday and I'm sitting here with my 6-month-old next to me, and I'm sure I'll be picking him up soon. But today I just wanted to hop on and do one more planted study talk. Just share with you what the Lord was teaching me this morning in Psalm 27. And so let me go ahead and get Nolan, because I don't think that he's going to want to sit on the floor. So as y'all are hopping on, good morning. Give me 1 second. Okay. Here is Nolan. Yay! Can you say good morning? Good morning, everyone. This is Nolan Saffles. He is my little 6-month-old who actually loves the phone already. I think because we FaceTime all the time with grandparents. So he knows, he sees himself and he likes it. Good morning from Maine. Where are y'all from? I'm in Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee. He is getting huge. Whoever said that. He was a big baby to start off with, but he's 19 pounds right now. So Missouri, Oklahoma, North Carolina. So fun. I love seeing where everybody is. I'm so glad y'all are joining. Maybe a little bit louder because of him. Good morning. His marmy is on right now. I just see his grandma. All right. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and start this Periscope as y'all are hopping on. I just want to share a little bit from our study this week and what God was teaching me today in Psalm 27. You've got a 9-month-old. You're used to it. You're used to all the talking and the gibberish, and it's really fun, but I know it might be a little bit loud for y'all. So good morning. I'm Gretchen Saffles, just to introduce myself. I am the creator of LifeLivedBeautifully. Right now, we've been going through a planted Bible study that I wrote with my sister, Kara Holmes, and this study is about disciplines of the Christian life. And we wrote it out of a season of dryness. We were really in a desert. And God was showing us that through these disciplines, there can be great joy, even in the desert seasons of life. I actually wrote it right after I had Nolan. And so I was sleep deprived. And the Lord, he was teaching me so much about just seeking him and what does that look like in the day-to-day life, especially when you're exhausted, when your schedule is so busy, when you just have so much on your plate. Maybe you're going through a time of suffering. And so that's where this study was written. My sister was actually on bed rest a lot of the time that this study was written with her precious baby. Someone's asking, how is Karen, her new little one? She is actually doing great. Praise the Lord. We were just talking about that this morning. Elisa, she was born with Down syndrome, and she is the most precious gift to us. And her health is doing great. I mean, she is just a beautiful little girl. I'm actually going to be with my sister at Christmas, and so we're going to do a Periscope. We're going to introduce our precious baby girl, Elisa, and that way you can meet Kara, who was the co-author of this study. So thank you for asking. It has been a crazy journey, but I want y'all to go to chasinggenuine.com. It's chasinggenuine.com. You can read my sister's story there if you haven't read it. It's a beautiful testimony of God just working in the most crazy, amazing ways. And so go to that. She just wrote a post called When God Says No. And it's sharing about Elisa, and it is amazing. And God has used it to speak to thousands of people. So I really think that you'll be encouraged by that. Someone said he's ready for your attention. He definitely is. So thank you for sharing. chasinggenuine.com. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started and just share a little bit about what God has been teaching me this week. First of all, we are talking about fasting this week, and fasting is one of the most uncomfortable disciplines to me. And it's supposed to be, obviously, because we're eliminating something from our life, whether it be food for a season, coffee, whatever takes up your time. A lot of times for me, I've had to eliminate time on my phone because that is something that can distract me from the Lord, and that whenever I eliminate that time, I can focus more on the Lord. And so this week, whenever I was just thinking about fasting and all of those things, God just sort of gave me this really, really freeing truth from his word. Because a lot of times I've looked at all of the different disciplines and I've gotten overwhelmed. I've thought, okay, there's so many different things that I need to do. How am I going to fast and pray and worship and do just all of the different things? And I've gotten overwhelmed, and I've kind of viewed the disciplines as a checklist. I don't know if anybody else has done that. Maybe you're a doer like me, and you like checklists, and you like to say, okay, I did all the right things. I followed the rules. Well, that's not what the Christian life is about. It's not about following rules, checking things off, saying, okay, God, I did all the things. Are you pleased with me? It's about loving him and following him. And whenever I was thinking about fasting this week and just doing some things that the Lord was telling me to do, he showed me that, first of all, whenever we fast, it all connects. It all goes together. It's just a lifestyle of seeking him. Because whenever we take something out of our schedule, even if it's just for a day or even for an hour, whenever we take something out of our schedule, we're seeking him. We're praying. We're reading the word. We're intentionally thinking about him and worshiping. And God just really set me free. I was having some time with him during Nolan's nap and intentionally just being with him instead of doing work or cleaning the house and doing all of those things, just sort of set aside my to-do list. And he just gave me this freeing thought that all it is just seeking him. Living the Christian life is just seeking him. It's not checking things off a list. And that whenever we are craving him more than the things of this world, more than our to-do lists, that it's just a natural outflow that we will worship, that will pray, that will study the Bible, that will confess his name, that will live a simple life. We're going to talk about simplicity, that will be still, not only just as an outward demeanor, but that will be still in our own heart. And so it set me free, friends, from this checklist that I felt like I had to do. Even just in this study, I wrote this study with my sister that I still was struggling with. Okay, I'm so overwhelmed. How do I do all of this? And God just said, hey, all you have to do is seek me. And this will be just an overflow. Because the more that we seek him and see him in the word of God, we're going to see him in our life and we're going to crave him. We are going to constantly want to praise him. And so this morning, whenever I was reading in Psalm 27, that's what we were reading in the planted study, I just want to read 2 verses. One verse in verse 4, it says, "One thing have I asked of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life." So he literally, the psalmist, he just wanted one thing. He didn't say, God, but if you'll give me all of these things. He didn't. He said one thing because he knew that Jesus is of supreme value. He's over all things, that anything else we could ever crave, it just doesn't even measure up. So he says one thing, and then he continues to say, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. And then down a little bit more in verse 7, it says, you have said, seek my face. My heart says to you, your face, Lord, do I seek. And so whenever I was reading that, I was going, what does that mean to seek the face of God? How do we practically seek the face of God? How do we practically desire one thing in our schedule? And whenever I was studying into it a little bit more, whenever it talks about seeking the face of God, it's saying seek his presence. And so he says he wants to inquire in the temple of the Lord all day. He wants to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord. He literally wants to think about him all the time. And we can do that as we go throughout our days, as we take care of our little ones and go to work and go to school. I know a lot of you have been taking finals that are students right now. I lead a group of college students. I see what Tori just said, every moment, every decision with Jesus. Every single thing that we can just think about him. We can see his fingerprints all over creation. Even as I look around, that God's been making me more aware of my surroundings lately. Just the other day, I was sitting and Nolan was taking a nap, and I had a moment of just stillness. And that's kind of rare right now, even when he is taking a nap. And God made me aware there was light shining in from the window where our Christmas tree is over there. And I could see just the dust particles. They were dancing around in the air. And in that moment, I saw his fingerprints in creation, that this dust is literally flying around all day long. I don't see it as I'm going throughout my day, but it's there. And God's in control of it. And so that moment, I just saw how small those little dust particles are, that God cares about that, and how much more does he care about us. And so even in that, he helped me see just his fingerprint in the dust in the air through the light coming through my tree. And so that's one thing that I've been thinking, what does it mean to seek and to crave the Lord? And so what are some things that you crave in this life, that you desire, maybe more than the Lord, that can get distracting to you during your days? I know for me, I crave affirmation from people. I crave, even if I clean the house and my husband comes home and he doesn't notice that I clean the house, I'll go, hey, did you notice I vacuumed today? I've noticed I do that because I want affirmation. I want somebody to say, Gretchen, you did a great job today. And so that's something that I can crave more than the Lord. What are some other things that you can crave over just seeing him? a lot of times I've noticed that it goes right back to me. I just want people to notice me. Social media can be a huge distraction. And that's why I speak life into social media, honestly. That is why Instagram has become just a place of ministry, and even Periscope, because I want to speak life there, because I know it can be a distraction and discouragement to me. Your phone, I saw relationships, useless information and news online, so that fills our minds up, and then we don't have any extra space. I was talking to my friend Retha yesterday, and I think, Retha, I think you're on. I think I saw this. But whenever I was talking to her, the Lord has been bringing to mind how every day we should bring to Him our cup. So I've got my coffee cup right here. We should bring to Him our cup, our empty cup, for Him to fill it. But sometimes I bring to Him this cup, and it's already been filled with things of the world. So I see someone wrote comparison. Maybe I've spent too much time on my phone. I've been seeking affirmation and all of these different things other than the Lord. And so I bring to Him this cup, and it's already full. And I don't have this space just to spend time with the Lord and to seek Him. And so God has been teaching me that in order to do that, fasting, that's where it comes in. We eliminate things from our life so that we can fill ourselves with His presence and that we can see Him all around. And so if y'all are coffee drinkers or tea drinkers, whenever you're drinking out of your cup, I want you to look and to see it and go, okay, what is filling my cup that's taking room, that is really meant for the Lord, that I can really be seeking Him and craving Him more than affirmation, more than, I think we even seek to be better than our sisters sometimes, because we want to be the best. I know I can do that, and God humbles me and says, you don't need to be the best, you need to encourage one another and champion one another. And so so that's my question for you today. Is your cup too full right now? And right now my friend Jess Connolly is she created an Advent study called Make Room for Advent. And the whole premise of it is for us to make room for Jesus, that we would literally clear out the space that's taking up residence in our heart, and that we would make room for Him so that all we see is Him and all we crave and desire is Him. And so you can follow along with that, and you can actually buy it, the PDF right now online if you want to catch up. But it's somebody's nap time, if you can tell. So that's my question. Bring your empty cup to Him, whatever's filling it that's taking up too much space in your mind and your heart and in your soul, that you would take time to just eliminate those distractions and just be with Jesus and crave Him and seek to see His fingerprints all over your life and all over creation. So that's my encouragement today. That came from Psalm 27:4 in our planning study. And I'm going to go put this little baby to bed because it's nap time. And so these periscopes just line up with that. So I'm so blessed by y'all. Thank you for loving it whenever he's in it, even though he's a little loud. That's just a little baby. And so we're going to go take a nap. But that's my encouragement for you this weekend. That's what I'm praying and seeking in my own life. And I just pray that we would be women who seek Him and crave Him more than anything ever in this world with everything that we've got. So I will see y'all on Monday whenever we start on I think it's Simplicity next week, so that's going to be a really good week to talk about. And thank you for your encouragement that said I'm a great mama. That means so much to me. That speaks so much life to my heart. So grateful for y'all. Can you say bye, friends? Say bye. Can you give them a little smile? Can you give them a little smile? Can you see? Hey. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all later, friends. Bye.